Alright, guys, I'm back. Also, I have a slight headache because RIP my sourdough. That shit went bad. Anyway, um, let's see. Where was I? Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Marston found her brow creasing. Who in the hell could that be? She whispered to herself. Aldwin suddenly jolted out of his chair, falling to his knees and gagging a bit. That accursed Jor blade. Get it away from me, he hissed. That makes no fucking sense. Mirth looked confused and helped him up. His body was flushed as he looked as if he had just seen the mutilated corpse of a werewolf's meal. What's wrong? She asked him quickly, sitting him in the back on the chair. Of the chair? Dovahkiin, that accursed dragonbane is here, that horrid sword of the blades, he managed to say through the obvious pain. Mirth frowned and then gasped. Shit, that means someone from the blades is here, and I think I know who, she growled at the end. Wait, I've got something to take the edge off your pain and hide your face. If she sees your eyes, she'll automatically assume you're a dragon. Vampires walk around with glowing eyes and face tattoos, and no one seems to question that. So he would have been fine. Mirth said as she rushed to find a helm as the door pounded again, only with more force. Mirth, I know you're in there, Delphine shouted from the other side. Mirth ran to Aldwin, putting a Daedric helm on his head. Keep that on and lift it occasionally to take a sip of this. Just make sure to keep your eyes closed when drinking, she said as she gave him some unlabeled bottle of what appeared to be mead. He took a quick drink and sighed in relief. It was strong enough to only make the pain a slight tinkle. Thank Akatosh. I mean, the Daedric helmet covers your face, and I actually tried it with my boyfriend. This vampire character, you can't see their eyes through it, unless it's like a Khajiit or Argonian. But for some reason, it doesn't transfer to vampires. Anyway, Mirth opened the door to see a pissed-off group of blades led by an emotionless Delphine. Mirth frowned at her. What the hell do you want, Delphine? She hissed out. Delphine smirked at that. Well, first, I would like for you to invite us inside. We need to talk about something serious I discovered that I think you should know. Mirth sighed and allowed the blades to enter. Only given a warm welcome to Esbern, as he had always felt terrible having to shun Mirth for not killing Parthenax. I feel like if he really did, that he would have still helped us, even if Delphine didn't help. You know, like at some point you gotta let people take responsibility for certain actions. It's good to see you, Dragonborn. We'll come to keep this brief as we see that you have company already, he said while unknowingly looking upon the World Eater in human form. Mirth nodded, sitting next to Aldwin at her large table. So what is it that you needed to trespass on my property for, Delphine? Miss hissed in disgust. Technically it's not trespassing if you let them in. Aldwin looked at Mirth. His old Dova instincts were kicking in. He wanted to grab Mirth and rub her mark to instantly calm her as he had before. This rage of hers could certainly not be healthy for her and her unborn child. Well, she obviously does not care about this unborn kid, nor does she care about the kid she adopted. Nonetheless, Delphine crossed her arms and sat her blade on the table. Dragonbane. Aldwin frowned at it from under the helm. That accursed blade had once sliced his scales long ago. He still remembered the pain well. Closing his eyes, he lifted his helm and drank some more of Mirth's homemade mead. The edge had been taken off by before. I was assuming it was a healing potion. Alcohol, I feel, kind of makes your pain worse sometimes. But, again, like, it triggers my migraines, or it makes them worse. Anyway, sweet relief. Delphine looked at him with five-arc barked, then turned to Mirth. Good friend of yours? She asked in a skeptical voice. Mirth frowned as she frowned darkly at, what, Delphine? Get to the point, Delphine. The only reason I haven't killed you is because I wouldn't want Esbern to be injured in the crossfire, she spat out venomously. Aldwin blushed dark under the helm. Oh my god, guys, she's so scary and empowered. So amazing. It was the Dovahkiin he had once known, full of fire and untapped potential. Perhaps he would teach her some of the things an old Dova like him had picked up over the many years he lived. Delphine noticed the man kept an unusually close eye on Mirth. It was creepy, to say the least, almost inhuman. How would that be creepy. Also, that's her man, technically. Like, well, one of her dudes. It would not be weird for him to be near her. She frowned and then looked at Mirth. We think a dragon has taken human form and raped a human woman. Making a lot of assumptions there. Especially since nothing in the scene was really violent besides the blood. Anyway, Esbern cleared his throat when she said that. Sorry, Mirth. Delphine is a bit tense when it comes to things she doesn't understand. Even things she does understand, Esbern. It wasn't rape like she thinks. Dragons do not take forever maced by force, he said softly. Mirth nodded to him, silently thanking him for diffusing the situation a bit. Delphine sighed and stared at Mirth. We need to find this pregnant woman and take her to Skyhaven Temple. She needs to be protected. Mirth stood up abruptly from her seat. The new blades drew their weapon as they saw fire at the back of her throat. Mirth sighed, leaving some smoke. As if I would ever let you manipulate a baby into killing dragons. Yeah, Mirth. You know, they're going to put little baby blades armor and give the baby a little katana and be like, go out and kill the dragons. Like. Anyway. Also, why are they assuming that the woman got pregnant out of, you know, whatever happened? Like, pregnancy doesn't always happen with sex. The only reason you bastards want to find this woman is so you can use this baby to get to Parthenax, she screamed at Delphine in particular. If I find that woman and child, they will be sent out to your jurisdiction, somewhere where you will never find them. Now leave before I burn your new recruits to ashes, Mirth threatened. Delphine understood, grabbing Dragonbane. Honestly, Mirth's kind of stupid here because she should have just stolen Dragonbane like everybody else when we're at the Blades Temple. Like, no brain. I know when she shakes her head, that thing rattles. Anyway. If that's how it is, so be it. A race to find her. Fine, she said, then motioned for her fellow Blades to move out. The Blades left, Delphine following behind them. Esbern turned to Mirth and sighed. Take care of yourself, Mirth, he said, then left. Mirth looked down. You too, Esbern. The comments are silly. There is one person up here, though, that I noticed keeps correcting the author's Novosul. That's kind of funny. Anyway, oh my god, this one's not that long. Comments are always welcome, even if a little silly, girl. After Delphine left, Mirth and Alduin traveled to her other home that she had built outside of Morthal. Windstad Manor, I'm guessing? I have that one. That's my extra shit house. That is where her husband and 2 adopted children lived. She stopped outside the door after giving a carrot to her horse in the stable and giving her cow, Bessie the Third, a nice head pet. You mean head pat? She sighed and looked at Alduin. Please be nice to Vilgas. He may seem a little bit harsh toward you. It's only because he worries about me. Yeah, it's not because his wife was too busy getting railed by the world eater and abandoned him to take care of 2 kids in a fucking cold swamp. I'd be a little bitter too. I mean, honestly, I don't see why he just didn't take the kids and go, but I guess this girl's into cuckolding. Anyway. She told the old Dova. Alduin nodded, crossing his arms and having a blank expression. Mirth smiled a little and walked in the house of Alduin. She was then greeted by 2 children running up to her. One was a little girl. Alduin took a note of her name that Mirth had called her. Ada was the girl's name. Wait. The little girl from Solstheim. What the fuck happened to her parents? The other was a boy. His name was Alisson. He was carrying a wooden sword and eyed Alduin skeptically. Alduin mentally chuckled at that. Yeah, Allison is like, is this my mommy's boyfriend? Mirth had taught him well. The daughter smelled of deathbell flowers. She had a white fox following her around. She must have been picking flowers for her mother's return. Oh, we have a little, Ingen Blackbriar II over there. Mirth gave each of her children a kiss on the head and told them to go outside and play. Both of them ran excitedly to go play. Mirth turned to Alduin and smiled a little bit. Vilkas must be in the basement. Follow me, she then said as she led Alduin to her basement. Once they arrived downstairs, Alduin grimaced at the almost instant smell of wet dog. He knew what that meant. Mirth's husband was a werewolf. He felt irritated that he thought that dog taking his forever mate from him. He had never been this jealous before. Jesus can't fix this. God can't fix this. Vilkas looked up and smiled at Mirth as he had only seen her so far. It's good to see you again, dear. I'll go upstairs and make dinner. Dude, what the fuck? He then stopped speaking as his eyes fell on Alduin. His sensitive wolf nose twitched, taking in the scent of dragon blood flowing through the world's eater vein. So you're Alduin, eh? I thought you'd be taller, he teased rudely. Vilkas! Miss scolded, crossing her arms. Alduin grinned at his pathetic attempt of an insult. And you're the jork called Vilkas? No wonder you followed Mirth around like a horny puppy for so long. Your poor insult and threatening behavior is simply a joke to me. After all, you're a lapdog. Damn, he just called him a bitch. Really teased back. Fight, 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 fight. I'll put $20 on the World Eater. Comment who you would put your money on. Martha frowned and grabbed both of them by their ears, because she's a super special girl. Ugh. Anyway. Will you two knock it off? Damn! Prompted a small whine from Vilkas and a hiss from Alduin. She growled and let go. I'm gonna go get the kids ready for dinner. You two get along or you'll be sleeping with Frost tonight, she said angrily, then headed upstairs. She chose the worst house, because, giants always spawn there, and I found out that you can't fucking keep livestock in that house because they all fucking die. By giants. Or bandits. Alduin then grabbed her, rubbing her back gently, causing Vilkas' jaw to drop when Mirth instantly relaxed. Dude, your wife brought her boyfriend home and you did nothing about that. That's on you. And that's where we're going to stop because I'm going a little bit past my time. Stay with me if you want another headache.